Welcome back. So let's get right to it. And Mr. Madwabuchi Ogbonna, a legal practitioner representing the Amasiri people, joins us now virtually on the program. Thank you so much, Mr. Ogbonna, for coming on the program. We ought to have had this conversation last week, but thankfully we get an opportunity to understand what exactly is happening. Now, talk to us about what happened to be in contention last week was whether or not there was a white paper on the solution to the challenges between Amasiri and Osoeda to be implemented by the Ebonyi state government, of course, under the administration of Governor Francis Nwifuru. Help us put in a historical context. Which administration actually brokered this understanding between the two communities, if it was inherited, and why the delay in implementation?
Thank you so much for having me. The crisis also better is what
Mr. Ogbonna, we can hardly hear you.
For decades.
We can hardly hear you, Mr. Ogbonna.
Okay, I say that the crisis. Can you hear me now?
Okay, go ahead.
The crisis between Amasiri and also Eda is one that has spanned for decades. That crisis has from generation to generation been managed, and the Cold War, the tension and the hostility was there. It was not a serious concern that they were not going to pursue this boundary claim in the conventional, traditional way of, defending an attack or attacking. So Amasiri decided to pursue the matter to the court. They took out a writ in the High Court of Ebonyi State in an attempt believing that is their land, with documents in justification of that claim. They went to court. While in court, the governor, in his wisdom, said that Amasiri should withdraw this matter, that he has a way of resolving this matter without litigation. He does not want Amasiri to pursue the matter in court. Remember, the reason why Amasiri went to court is because they needed a judicial pronouncement in order to nip this issue on the board. Why that happened, Amasiri came back. The Ndukwe part of Amasiri in particular decided it was a serious issue, whether they should withdraw, whether they should not withdraw. Some people voted in favor, some said no. But because the governor cannot be disobeyed, in obedience to the governor, the matter was withdrawn, waiting for the governor to come and resolve the matter. Remember, prior to this incident, the previous government, successive administrations have proffered solutions, attempted to manage this issue to the point that even the immediate past administration came up with demarcations of this disputed land and decided that these are the issues. They identified the land, they decided to share it in their way. Parties agreed. They were waiting for white paper to be raised. That was how the administration ended. Now, when this administration came in, presided over by His Excellency Francis Nwifuru, the question was, Mr. Governor, the already existing white paper to enable these communities understand their boundaries.
Mr. Ogbonnaya.
He did not refuse.
Mr. Ogbonnaya, pardon me.
I'm sorry. He said that.
Pardon me. I need clarity on whether that white paper was raised, because you said in the last administration the land was demarcated to the satisfaction of both parties. They were waiting for a white paper to be raised. Was it raised by the administration of former Governor Dave Umahi or not? Okay.
But the report is there.
The white paper has not been raised.
The governor is aware of the report. The governor decided to embark on another exercise of demarcating the land when there is already an existing demarcation in the state record. These people said, if you cannot demarcate this land, that is why they went to court. Now the governor said you must withdraw it. After the withdrawal, in accordance with his instruction, they were waiting, made press conferences, railroad petitions, made appeals, sent people to lobby for that implementation. It was dragging, and all we were experiencing was attack upon attack, that it became difficult.
All right.
To say that either community A or B is the attacker, or that this one is the defender.
Mr. Ogbonnaya, we really must anchor at this point. Unfortunately, we started this conversation late, but we must thank you very much for helping provide context to this. We will, of course, give a right of reply to the Ebonyi state government under this administration to help us understand why there are allegations of attack, and of course what is being done to ensure that the killings stop. But just before we let you go, help us understand this one. What is your understanding of the killings in also community? And if you can also attempt this in another 30 seconds as well, what documents can the Amasiri people lay claim to as having been the rightful owners to the disputed land areas in Oso?
Good. Amasiri have said copiously they are not aware of this attack. They are not aware of this attack. There's no reason for them to embark on this attack. And they have said, Governor, if you know those who are responsible for this attack, kindly engage your intelligence to feed them out. We will assist you to feed these people out. What did the governor do? You discovered an attack in a neighboring community, despite the fact that Amasiri people have also been complaining to you of an attack. Immediately the attack was reported, you imposed curfew in Amasiri, deployed the military to take over the community, deposed all the traditional rulers, sacked all the government appointees, stopped children from going to school. In fact, gave an order that no child in Amasiri should be allowed to register national exam. In fact, the governor went ahead to say that if you're an Amasiri person and your family in the state capital, you should be arrested, apprehended, and sent back home to be dealt with by the military. The military has taken over a peaceful community, as I speak to you, only because the governor says that an attack that happened in a neighboring community was carried out by persons from Amasiri. And we are saying, today, the only thing that works in Amasiri community is the quarry company. The governor has stifled every activity, both human activity, hospital does not work, schools no longer function, but the quarry company continues to work effectively because the governor decided by a style I can call colonial arrangement to cede this company to neighboring communities.
All right, Mr. Madwabuchi,
as I speak to you,
we can only hope that peace returns to both communities, Amasiri and also in Ebonyi State. We'll get the Ebonyi State government, of course, to also react to some of the issues that you have raised. Mr. Madwabuchi Ogbonnaya is a legal practitioner representing Amasiri community in Ebonyi State. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you.
And of course, here's where we drop the anchor on the program for today. Thank you so much for being there. Of course, Sunrise Daily is up next. It promises to be a great week, guys.
And just before we go, we here at Channels Television are mourning the death of our dear colleague, Bauchi Bureau cameraman Kani Ben, who died yesterday at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University Teaching Hospital. Our dear colleague's death comes 1 week after he sustained injuries in a road accident while on official duty covering the commissioning of projects by the NEDC, a reflection of a life spent faithfully telling the nation's stories. Our dear colleague Kani Ben was aged 44. He had devoted 9 years to Channels Television, earning the respect of every one of us for his unwavering commitment and professionalism. Tributes are pouring in at this time, and we ask for the repose of his soul, for strength for his family and the family here at Channels Television.
Thank you, Kani. Thank you for your service. God be with you. That's it on the program. I'm Jeffrey Uzama. Bye-bye.
Bye now.